You live life on the move. While you determine what direction that may be, we're here to help along the way. So go. Go with values. Go with friends. Go with support. Go with convenience.
And welcome back out to Mitchell, South Dakota for Game 2 of our Valley City State University baseball doubleheader here on VCSU Athletics YouTube. Vikings taking on Viterbo University V-Hawks in a doubleheader today here in Mitchell, South Dakota. Game 2 of our doubleheader just underway. Takeo Cookson on the mound for Valley City State. Freshman right-hander making the start in Game 2 for VCSU, scheduled for 9 innings here in Game 2. First pitch swinging strike, second pitch fouled away as Cookson works ahead in the count 0-2 against Blake Warner, leadoff hitter for Viterbo. Warner 1 for 3 in Game 1, scored a pair of runs. Vikings won Game 1, 5-4. That was a 7-inning game. So that pitch is outside for a ball, 1-2 the count. One-two delivery from Cookson in the dirt. Count evens up 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again, VCSU won Game 1, score of 5-4. Viterbo scored 2 runs in the top of the 7th, had the tying run at third base, but Connor Nelson got a strikeout to end the game as the Vikings held on 5-4. Warner grounds that one back up the middle. It'd be a leadoff single for the leadoff hitter of Viterbo. Actually taking second, heads-up play on Warner. And actually be a leadoff double. As he takes advantage of a lazy throw in and speeds to second base. So Warner heads up play to start the game and has himself in scoring position. Here to open up the contest, Spencer Hand steps in. He'll show bunt and pull back. Off speed, must have been just outside. Ball 1 from Cookson. Hands in that first game, 1 for 2. Had a 2-run double in the 7th inning. Called strike on the outside corner. Defensive lineup for the Vikings. Left field is Perro, center Morcom, right field Dustin Mertz, at third Cody Wheelgosh, shortstop Jaden Babiak, second base Kellen Scruggs, and first base Caden Rosdeba, behind the plate Jamel Chabot. Same defensive lineup as Game 1 for the Vikings, except for Takeo Cookson on the mound. 1-1 the count from Cookson to Hands. Hands playing second base today for Viterbo. Shows bunt again, pulls back, pitches inside for a ball. Lineup for the V-Hawks, again Warner led off. He's playing first base. Batting second is Hands at second base. Batting third will be Brett Stussel. He's actually the pitcher, and then also be a DH, so when he's done pitching, he'll likely stay in the game and hit. Cleanup for the V-Hawks, number 20, Gavin Daniel, playing right field. Called strike for Cookson, counts back to 2 balls, 2 strikes. Batting fifth, Cody Lozano, and catching. Batting sixth and playing center field, Marcus Hornacek. Batting seventh and playing left field, Matt Monahan. Batting 8th and playing third base, Chad Herrera, and batting 9th playing shortstop, Ryan Mesa. So a few changes for Viterbo in their lineup from Game 1. Off speed, a little bit outside, and it's 3 balls, 2 strikes. Blake Warner at second base after a leadoff double. Top of the first inning. Get Vikings won Game 1, 5-4. First conference victory of the season for VCSU. Ground ball, shortstop, Babiak fields it on 2 hops. Throws on the run, too high for Rosdeba, pulls him off the bag. There'll be an error on Babiak on the throw. Warner stays at second, so runners on first and second. So Stussel, the pitcher for Viterbo, will step in, trying to help his cause. Runners on first and second. Again, Warner reached on that leadoff double. And then Hands just reached on a throwing error by Jaden Babiak, Viking shortstop. Babiak charging hard on that ball. Tried to field and throw on the run. Again, the throw went high over Rosdeba. May have had time to set himself and just, make a set throw, but elected to throw on the run. Makes play a little tougher when you do that. Cookson ahead in the count, 0-1 to Stussel. Shosbunt pulls back, and it'll be a strike. Viterbo laid down 1, 2, 3, I believe 4 bunts in that first game. Cookson looks in for the sign. 0-2 pitch on the way. Ground ball towards second base. Scruggs will field it. Flips over to Rosebud first. And Stussel is retired on a 4-3 putout. Both runners move up. Second and third now. Warner at third base. Hands at second. 1 out as Stussel is retired on the ground out. Gavin Daniel, the right fielder, steps in. Left-handed cleanup hitter for Viterbo. Cookson tried to work out of some early trouble here. Leadoff double and then a throwing error. Has 2 runners on. Off speed for a called strike on the inside corner. In game 1, Viterbo loaded the bases with no outs in the top of the first. Only ended up getting 1 run out of that inning, though, as Hunter Magnuson struck out the side. Daniel just gets a piece of that, fouls it away, 0-2 the count. Oh-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Takeo Cookson as Daniel is set down on 3 straight pitches. And now Cookson just 1 out away from getting out of this inning with no damage. Stepping in for the Seahawks, the catcher, number 23, Cody Lozano. Lozano did not play in game 1. He's a 194 hitter this season. No extra base hits, has 1 RBI. First pitch from Cookson, called strike on the outside corner as he gets ahead. Both teams had 6 hits in game 1. Fast game 1. I believe time of game was 1 hour 55 minutes. Lozano fouls that one off down the first base line, and Cookson ahead 0-2. Cookson just 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. He's thrown 17 pitches so far, 12 of them for strikes. And the 0-2 delivery popped up in the air. Drifting back is Wheelgosh at third base in foul territory. And he will make the play right on the line. As Viterbo is retired, Cookson pitches out of a jam. Gets that foul pop-up down the third base line. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, but 2 runners left on. After the top of the first, it's Seahawks 0. Vikings coming to bat. Due up Mertz, Babiak, and Chabot. Bottom of the first inning, no score here in game 2. Viterbo left 2 runners on in the top of the first. Takeo Cookson pitches out of it. And the Vikings will lead off the bottom of the first with Dustin Mertz. Mertz 2 for 3 in game 1, had a 2-run home run, also an RBI single. Drove in 3 out of VCSU's 5 runs in that first contest today. Takes the first pitch for a ball. Brett Stussel on the mound for Viterbo in game 2. Inside, ball 2. I believe this is the first pitching appearance of the season for Stussel. Outside, ball 3. Again, these two teams both played Friday, Saturday. So pitchers from Friday would be going on 4 days rest. Here's Viterbo electing to give their starters extra day of rest, going with some new arms that did not throw much this past weekend. Mertz takes that one for a ball, and he'll draw a leadoff walk. Jaden Babiak, Viking shortstop, steps in. Babiak 0 for 3 in game 1. Mertz takes a healthy lead over at first base. Stussel, the lefty, gives him a look and delivers outside. 5 straight balls by Stussel to start. Just off the plate. 2-0 the count. Stussel in game 1 was the center fielder for Viterbo. 2-0 pitch, called strike. Babiak taken all the way. So Stussel finds his own for the first time this game, and now it's a 2-1 count. Mertz over at first. Third baseman in on the grass. 2-1 pitch. Babiak shows bunt, pulls it back. Count runs to 3-1. Pitch from Stussel on the outside corner. Called strike, and we run full. 3-2 the count. Babiak checks his swing. Off speed outside. And it's a walk for Jaden Babiak. Back-to-back walks, Mertz and Babiak, to open the bottom of the first. Jamel Chabot, the Viking catcher, steps in. 1 for 3 in game 1. His courtesy runner, Justin Rogers, came in to score after his single in the first game. Now he shows bunt, tries to lay it down, and bunts it foul. Mertz and Babiak, both with good speed on the bases. Chabot showing bunt early, pulls it back on a pitch inside. 1 ball and a strike. Up to 38 degrees now in Mitchell. Sun's out. Scattered clouds moving in. Hopefully the sun will stay out, keep the temps up. Chabot shows bunt again, and this one is bunted foul back over the backstop. So it falls behind 1-2 after a pair of unsuccessful bunt attempts. Tomorrow's forecast looking much warmer, high of 42 at game time, and reaching into the 50s tomorrow afternoon. Looks like the wind could pick up a little more tomorrow, though. Chabot swing, gets a piece of it, but right into the glove of the catcher, so a swinging strikeout for Jamel Chabot as he's retired. First out of the inning, Caden Rosedeba steps in. 1 for 3 in that first game, had a solo home run. Yanked one deep to left field down the line. First pitch outside for a ball. On the season, Rosdaba, 259 hitter. That was his first home run of the year. He's driven in 7 now. One-0 pitch from Stussel, right down the middle. Called strike. Rosdaba waits the 1-1. Breaking ball in the dirt at his feet. 2-1 the count. Two-one pitch from Stussel. Just low, and it's 3-1. Mertz at second, Babiak at first, both on with a pair of leadoff walks. Chabot retired on a strikeout, and now Rosdaba bats. Hitters count 3-1. High ball 4. Bases are full of Vikings. All have reached on walks. And Torrey Nelson, the designated hitter, will bat next for Valley City State. Lozano out to talk with Stussel. Quick conference between the catcher and the pitcher on the mound. Valley City State, after the win in Game 1, now 9-17 overall. They are 1-4 in conference play. Viterbo drops to 4-25 overall. They are 3-2 in conference. Again, the V-Hawks went 3-1 last weekend against Dickinson to start conference play. Valley City State went 0-4 against Bellevue, the number 15 ranked team in the country. Torrey Nelson steps in, 0-2 in Game 1. Was hit by a pitch. Bats with the bases loaded here in the first inning. Swings through the first pitch for a strike. A 1 pitch from Stussel. Catches the outside corner. Called strike 2. Nelson's driven in 7 runs so far this year. And swing and a miss. Pitch on the outside corner, swung through it. And he's retired. Brings up Kellen Scruggs. Right-handed hitter for the Vikings. Leads the team with 3 home runs this season. Big RBI opportunity here for Scruggs. Bases loaded. 2 outs, bottom of the first inning. Breaking pitch from Stussel across for a called strike. Scruggs awaits the 0-1. Just below the knees for a ball. And we're even up 1-1. Handful of fans made the trip to Mitchell. A few Viking faithful down the third base line. 1-1 pitch to Scruggs. Again, breaking pitch. Swung through it. Falls behind 1-2. One-two pitch. Scruggs lifts this one deep out towards left field. Going back at the wall. Off the base of the fence. Scruggs going to roll into second for a double. Here comes Rosdaba around third. Digging for home. It's a 3-run double for Kellen Scruggs. And the Vikings take an early lead. Well, Kellen Scruggs fell behind in the count 1-2, but lifted that one deep to left center off the base of the fence. With 2 outs, Viking runners were rolling on the hit, and all 3 of them came around to score. Mertz, Babiak, and Rosdaba all crossed the plate, and the Vikings take an early 3-0 lead off the bat of Kellen Scruggs. Cody Wheelgosh now the batter for Valley City State. Wheelgosh playing third base, also got the start in game 1, went 0 for 2 at the plate. Takes the first pitch for a ball. Called strike at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. So an early 3-0 lead for Valley City State. Loading the bases with 3 walks, and then Kellen Scruggs clearing them with a 3-run double. Wheelgosh awaits the 1-1 pitch from Stussel. Catches a corner, 1-2. Stussel delivers, swing and a miss, and Wheelgosh goes down swinging, but not before the damage is done. Kellen Scruggs with a 3-run double to clear the bases as Valley City State leaves the first inning with a 3-0 lead. 3 runs on just 1 hit, no Vhawk errors, and 1 runner left on base. After 1 complete, it's Viking 3, Vhawks 0. Hey college students, are you looking for a part-time job that works around your schedule, pays well, and gives you free money for college every year? McDonald's offers all of it. We can work around your schedule, and we give $2,500 scholarships to everyone who works for 3 months and averages 15 hours per week. That's 2 full shifts a week or 3 shifts of 5 hours. It's that easy. We've already given out more than $75,000 to students in North Dakota this year. Let us help you become the next scholarship recipient. Come join our team. Text ND29 to 38000 to apply today. Ground ball right side, Scruggs and boots it, and it'll be a leadoff base runner. Hornacek reaching on an error by Kellen Scruggs over at second. So E4, slow ground ball to Scruggs, and could not make the play. Hornacek at first to lead off the top of the second inning. Matt Monahan steps in for Viterbo. Monahan playing left field today. Shows bunt and fouls it away. Hornacek was off on the pitch, but the bunt was fouled, so Hornacek will retreat. The Ox tried that in game 1, got him into some trouble, took off on the pitch, and then bunted in the air. So it was an easy double play as third baseman Wheelgosh caught the ball, fired over to first. 0-1 pitch now to Monahan. Again shows bunt, pulls back, breaking pitch for a called strike, and it's 0-2. Monahan this season batting .333, just 6 at bats though, 2 for 6 on the year with 3 runs scored. Faces an 0-2 hole against Cookson. Throw over to first, Hornacek back in time. Monahan did not play in game 1. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Cookson. Shows bunt again, gets this one down successfully to Cookson. He'll field and throw over to Rosdeba at first. And Monahan is retired with a sacrifice bunt. Hornacek moves up to second. Brings up the catcher, the third baseman, Chad Herrera. Herrera did not play in game one either. Left-handed hitter. Called strike from Cookson. Herrera, 100 hitter so far this year, 2 hits and 20 at-bats. Shows bunt, pulls this one, hard bunt towards Rosedeba. He'll field it by himself, run over to first, step on the bag. So Herrera out 3 unassisted. Ryan Mesa, shortstop, steps in. Takes first pitch for a called strike from Cookson. Breaking pitch, also catches the corner, 0-2. And the 0-2 to Mesa. Swing and a miss. Cookson sets him down in 3 straight pitches as the Seahawks are retired in the top of the second. No runs, no hits. There was 1 Viking error and 1 runner left on third base. Due up for Valley City State in the bottom of the second, it's Perro, Morcom, and then top of the order Mertz coming up next for VCSU. Campero will lead off the bottom of the second for Valley City State. Vikings leading 3-0 over Viterbo, game 2 of our doubleheader. Valley City State took game 1 by a score of 5-4. 3 early runs in this one for VCSU. A bases loaded double to left center by Kellen Scruggs, scoring 3 runs for the Vikings in the first inning. Brett Stussel on the mound for Viterbo. First pitch called strike to Perro. Perro went 0 for 2 in our first game. Did draw a walk and scored a run. Pitch inside, ball 1. 1-1 the count. Perro, number 8 hitter for Valley City State. Breaking pitch inside, ball 2. Waiting on deck, Dagan Morcom, and then it's the top of the order, back to Dustin Mertz. Scheduled for 9 innings in game 2. This one's lifted foul down the first base line. She will stay in that deep foul territory down the lines. Dakota Wesleyan University players taking some cuts in the cage for practice today. This is their normal home field. Drake Field in Mitchell, South Dakota. Count even up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch from Stussel, just a bit high, and count runs full, 3-2. 3-2 delivery, also high. Pero draws the leadoff walk. 4th walk of the game already by Stussel. Brings up Dagan Morcom, center fielder for the Vikings. Morcom 0 for 1 in game 1. Did score a run. Shows bunt. Pulls it back. Pitches low, below the knees. Pero takes his lead at first. Again, Morcom pulls back on a bunt. Pitches outside for ball 2. Third baseman Herrera in a couple steps on the grass. 2-0 pitch. Morcom takes it right down the middle. 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 delivery from Stussel. Morcom pulls back a bunt again. Breaking pitch outside, ball 3. Morcom awaits the 3-1 pitch. Outside, ball 4. Another walk, another base runner. Pero moves up to second. Morcom takes a spot at first. And 2 runners on for the top of the order, Dustin Mertz. We'll have a visit by the Viterbo coach, and they're going to make a pitching change as well. Point to the bullpen. That'll be it for Stussel. Again, making his first pitching appearance of the season was Brett Stussel. Take a short break, come back with your new pitcher. Vikings lead 3-0, bottom of the second. New pitcher in the game for Viterbo University, number 16, Dominic LeBlanc, right-handed pitcher. Making his 8th appearance of the season. He's thrown 7 1/3 innings. 8.59 ERA, given up 11 hits, 7 earned runs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts for LeBlanc. Opponents right now are batting .344 against LeBlanc this season. He'll come in, tough situation, 2 runners on. Pero at second, Morcom at first, both reaching on walks from starting pitcher Brett Stussel. Stussel will remain in the game as the designated hitter. And LeBlanc will open with the Viking top of the order. Dustin Mertz steps in, 2 runners on. First pitch, called strike on the outside corner. Mertz homered in game 1. 3 home runs in that first game, all of them to left field. In the 0-1 pitch, Mertz showing bunt, gets it down in front of the plate. Catcher will pop up field and fire over to first base. Mertz retired. Lozano to Hands, a second baseman coming over to cover first. And Mertz sacrifice bunt. 2-4 on the putout. Both Morcom and Pero move up into scoring position. Jaden Babiak will step in for the Vikings. First pitch from LeBlanc, breaking pitch just off the plate. 1-0 the count. Vikings leading 3-0, scoring 3 runs in the bottom of the first, threatening to score more here in the second. 2 runners on, in scoring position, just 1 out. Called strike, outside corner. 1 ball and a strike. Babiak drew a walk in his first at bat. Came in to score on the 3-run double by Kellen Scruggs. Breaking pitch, catches the corner. 1-2. Pero at third, Morcom at second. 1-2 pitch from LeBlanc. Babiak fouls it straight back. Jamel Chabot waiting on deck for the Vikings. Umpires call time. Pero retying his shoe over at third. And LeBlanc delivers. Off the plate, outside, ball 2. Babiak this season batting .245. 9 extra base hits. He's driven in 7 runs. RBI opportunity here with 2 runners in scoring position. 2-2 pitch, grounded right back up the middle. Coming on second baseman, Hands will field and throw over to first. Not in time. It's an infield single for Jaden Babiak, and Pero will score from third as the Vikings take a 4-0 lead. Morcom moves up to third. Just bounced that right over the pitcher's mound. Hands, second baseman, made a good play to get over there behind second to field it, but not in time to beat the speedy Babiak to first. And now it's a first and third situation with the run in. 4-0, Vikings leading. Jamel Chabot steps to the plate. Showing bunt. Breaking pitch outside, he pulls back. 1-0 the count. Pick-off attempt over at first. Babiak dives back. Morcom over at third. Babiak at first. Both with good speed. And Babiak picked off. Initial break towards second. That's all it took for the pickoff attempt. Catch him off balance. And they got him out at first. So LeBlanc to Warner as Babiak is picked off. Second out of the inning. Chabot now bats with a runner at third. 1-0 the count outside, ball 2. Looked like Babiak was planning to go. That first little twitch was towards second. And that's all it took for the throw over to get him. 2-0 pitch from LeBlanc. Catches the top of the zone, 2-1. Again, Vikings leading 4-0. Scored 1 run here in this inning. RBI infield single from Jaden Babiak. Chabot swings through that one. And 2-2 the count. 2-2 pitch from LeBlanc, grounded towards shortstop. Coming on is Mesa. Throw over in time. Nice play by Mesa. Vikings are retired in the second inning. Chabot out 6-3 on the ground out. But they do score 1 run on 1 hit. There were no Vhawk errors and 1 runner left on base. After 2 complete, it's Vikings 4, Vhawk 0. Due up Warner, Hands, and Stussel. Top of the third inning, Valley City State leading Viterbo 4-0. Vikings scored 3 in the first, 1 in the second. Takeo Cookson, Viking starter, back out for inning number 3. Been very efficient so far, 30 pitches, 24 of them for strikes. He'll face the top of the Vhawk order, Blake Warner, first baseman, as Vhawks begin their second trip through the lineup. No runs on just 1 hit so far for Viterbo. They have not committed an error. Vikings have scored their 4 runs on 2 hits, helped by 5 walks. And the Vikings have committed 2 errors as well. Close the book on Viterbo's starter, Brett Stussel. Finished with 1 inning pitched, allowed 1 hit and 4 earned runs. I walked those 5 and also struck out 3. Again, Warner, the lefty, steps in to open up the third inning. Cookson, the righty, delivers. Fouled off the backstop. 0-1 the count. Warner double in his first at bat to lead off the game. Was later stranded at third as Cookson pitched out of some trouble there in inning number 1. That pitch in the dirt for a ball. 1-1 the count. Off the plate, ball 2. Warner waits the 2-1 pitch. Drills this one out towards deep left center. Perro going back, looks up at the fence. Opposite field home run. Solo shot for Blake Warner, and the Vhawks are on the board. 8th home run of the season for Blake Warner as he went opposite field to left center. A leadoff solo shot for him here in the top of the third. Warner, the reigning NSAA Player of the Week after batting .600 last week in their series against Dickinson. Had a 9 RBI game in that series. Cookson's first pitch to Spencer Hands, called strike. That one just low, even at 1 ball and a strike. Game 2 of a 4-game series here in Mitchell. Another doubleheader tomorrow. Fouled back. 1-2. Swing and a miss as Hands goes down. Pitch on the inside. Down the chalk of the batter's box. He swung through it and is retired. 3rd strikeout of the game for Takeo Cookson. Brett Stussel steps in. Started the game at pitcher, remaining in the game as the designated hitter. in the number 3 spot for the V-Hawks. Takes a called strike. Ground ball right side. Scruggs fields it. Second base fires over to Rozdeba, and Stussel is retired. 4-3 on the putout. So the quick leadoff home run by Warner, but now Hans and Stussel retired. Brings up Gavin Daniel, right fielder for the V-Hawks, batting in the cleanup position. Cookson pegs the outside corner for a called strike. Working that same corner again, another called strike. Cookson ahead in the count, 0-2. Working quickly out of the windup. The pitch. Going inside now, just a little high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Daniel, the left-handed hitter, waits. 1-2 pitch. This one just a little too far outside. Cookson making his 11th appearance of the season. 2-2 pitch. Also off the plate, 3-2. Just his 3rd start of the year. He's got a 4.32 ERA so far this season, 0-1 record. He's thrown 25 innings, given up 25 hits, just 12 earned runs, walked 9 and struck out 32. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 4 of the game for Takeo Cookson. And V-Hawks get that leadoff home run from Blake Warner, but then Cookson sets down the next 3 batters in order, and Valley City State will head to the bottom of the 3rd with a 4-1 lead. You're watching Viking Baseball on VCSU Athletics YouTube. Caden Roosevelt leading off the bottom of the 3rd for Valley City State. Facing Dominic LeBlanc in for his 2nd inning of relief. First pitch off the plate. Roosevelt lines this one out towards left field, and making a nice grab is the left fielder Monahan. Hard shot there by Roosevelt, but just a couple steps away from Monahan. And Rosie's retired on a line out. Torrey Nelson, the designated hitter, steps in for Valley City State. First pitch inside off the plate. Nelson 0 for 1, struck out in his first at bat. Ball 2 in the dirt. LeBlanc delivers the 1-1, catches a corner for a called strike. Correction, 2 on the count now, I believe. Yeah, 2 balls, 1 strike the count. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Vikings leading 4-1, both teams with 2 hits. Nelson lifts this one out towards shallow left center, deep left center, actually giving chase as Monahan not going to get there. One hops off the fence. Nelson will roll into second with a stand-up double with one out here in the bottom of the 4th. Nelson found the gap in left center. 5th double of the season for Torrey Nelson. And he'll be in scoring position for Kellen Scruggs, who steps in. Scruggs with a 3-run double in his first at bat. Cleared the bases, loses the bat out of his hands as he swings through this one. Heads right towards the Viking fans down the third base line. Hits the netting. LeBlanc comes set and delivers the 0-1 pitch. Scruggs lines it over the second base. It'll run out towards right center. Nelson around third. He's coming home. RBI single for Kellen Scruggs, and it's a 5-1 Viking lead. So 4th RBI of the game for Kellen Scruggs. He's drove in 4 out of VCSU's 5 runs. Cody Wielgosz, third baseman for the Vikings. Now bats. 1 out, runner on first. Pitch from LeBlanc, outside, ball 1. Second conference series of the year for both these teams. Called strike on the outside corner. Vikings had the toughest team in the conference, Bellevue, first. VCSU, no conference games next week. So that's their bye week in the 7-team schedule. Runner goes, ball at pitch in the dirt. Scruggs slides into second base safely, stolen base. And he moves into scoring position for Wielgosz. First stolen base of the season for Kellen Scruggs. LeBlanc steps off. Scruggs retreats to second. The 2-1 pitch on the way to Wielgosz. Drilled out towards right field. Going back is Daniel. Finds the fence, leaps up. It's out of here. A 2-run home run for Cody Wielgosz. First collegiate home run for Cody Wielgosz is a 2-run shot over the right field fence and gives Valley City State a 7-1 lead. Third home run of the day for Valley City State. This one by Cody Wielgosz, the freshman. First collegiate home run for him. Daniel, the right fielder, was tracking that at the fence. Found the fence with his offhand, leaped up and tried to make the play. But I believe it was just over his glove. And a 2-run home run for Cody Wielgosz gives the Vikings that 7-1 lead. Vhawks will once again go to the bullpen. We'll take a break, come back with their new pitcher. It's Vikings 7, Vhawks 1. New pitcher in for the Seahawks, number 19, Bryant Koenig. Koenig, left-handed pitcher from International Falls, Minnesota, junior. Koenig on the season, making his 8th appearance. He's thrown 12 innings, has a 3.0 ERA. He's given up 11 hits and just 4 runs in those 12 innings, walked 9 and struck out 7. Based on the numbers, appears to be one of the top bullpen arms this season for Viterbo. He'll step in facing a 7-1 deficit and facing Cam Perro. Vikings up 7-1. 2-run home run a moment ago by Cody Wielgosh, Viking freshman. First pitch to Perro was a ball. Second pitch lifted foul. And it's 1-1 the count. That one off the plate, ball 2. Two-one delivery from Koenig, swung through, and counts back even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fouls that one over the Seahawks dugout. Perro batting .281 coming into today. Takes the pitch inside for a ball. Count runs full, 3-2. Seahawks on their 3rd pitcher of the game. VCSU with 3 runs in the first, 1 in the second, and 3 so far in the third. Perro fouls another one away. 8th pitch of the at-bat upcoming between Perro and Koenig. Off-speed pitch off the plate, and Perro draws a 1-out walk to restart the rally here in the 3rd inning. Dagan Morcom steps in, center fielder for the Vikings. Throw over to first. Perro dives back in time. Koenig again making his 8th appearance of the season. Thrown 12 innings so far this year. Morcom swinging a miss. 0-1 the count. Called strike. Catches the outside corner. And it's 0-2. Vikings in command early. Scored in all 3 innings so far, leading 7-1. 7 runs on 5 hits. Morcom lifts this one down the third base line, drifting. Giving chase is Herrera, and he'll make the play about 3 steps into foul territory. So Morcom retired on a foul pop-up to third base. Perro stays at second. Back to the top of the order, Dustin Mertz, right-handed hitter. First pitch drilled out towards left center gap. That's going to run to the fence. Rounding second is Perro. He'll head towards third. Picking up is Hornacek trying to get it in. Perro rounding third. He will slide cross home plate safely, and it's an RBI double for Dustin Mertz. Vikings take an 8-1 lead. Just a rocket off the bat of Mertz towards that left center gap. One hop the fence, and Perro scores all the way from first. Mertz with his 4th RBI of the day. Had 3 runs batted in that first game. An early 8-1 lead for Valley City State. Jaden Babiak will bat. Babs with an RBI single in the 2nd inning. This one's lifted out towards shallow center. Coming on is Hornacek making a dive. And he made the catch. Umpires say good catch, so nice play by Hornacek, saving a run as Mertz would have scored easily. Babiak's retired on a fly out to center field. Diving catch by Hornacek, but not before the Vikings get 4 runs in that inning. 4 runs on 4 hits. The big one, a 2-run home run by Cody Wielgosh. They left 1 runner on after 3 innings. It's Valley City State 8, Viterbo 1. Due up for the Vhawks, Lozano, Hornacek, and Monahan. Leading off the top of the 4th for Viterbo. Number 23, Cody Lozano, takes the first pitch from Takeo Cookson outside for a ball. Pitch too low, ball 2 for Cookson. Cookson into his 4th inning. Called strike to Lozano, 2 on the count. Lozano 0 for 1 in this game. Lines this one, soft liner over the diving Jaden Babiak, a leaping Jaden Babiak. It'll be a soft line drive single for Lozano to lead off the 4th inning. Courtesy runner over at first base for Viterbo. Number 14, Nathan Faust. Marcus Hornacek, the center fielder, made a diving catch to end the bottom of the 3rd. He steps in, fouls the first pitch away. Saved a run with that catch. Mertz would have scored easily. Cookson comes set, delivers the 0-1. In at the hands and fouled off by Hornacek. Cookson ahead in the count, 0-2. Faust gets his lead over at first. And the pitch. Fouled out of play. Down the 3rd base side. Hornacek 0 for 1 in this game. Vikings leading 8-1. 3 runs in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 4 in the 3rd. Pickoff attempt. Faust dives back in time. Vhawks got their 1 run in the top of the 3rd. Solo home run by Blake Warner. 0-2 pitch outside. Chabot throws down to first, and Faust slides back safely. Swing and a miss as Hornacek goes down swinging. 5th strikeout of the game for Takeo Cookson. First out of the inning, Matt Monahan, the left fielder, steps in. Cookson's fastball just off the plate outside. 1-0 the count. Breaking pitch inside as well, 2-0. Cookson's pitch off the plate. 3 balls, no strikes. Faust takes his lead. 3-0 pitch. Called strike on the inside corner. 3-1 the count. Three one. So called strike, and then Chabot with the throw down to first to Rosdba, and they pick off Nathan Faust. So count runs full, 3-2, and pickoff is successful. Second time Chabot tried that pickoff, and this time they got him. So Faust 2-3 picked off. Second out of the inning. 3-2 pitch lifted out in the air towards center field. Coming on is Morcom. He'll make the play. And just like that, the Vihawk rally is snuffed out with a pickoff at first and then a fly out to center field. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, no runners left on base. After 3.5, it's Vikings 8, Vihawks 1. Due up for the Vikings, Chabot, Rosdba, and Nelson. Jamel Chabot leading off the bottom of the 4th for Valley City State. Vikings with an 8-1 lead. Scheduled for 9 innings in this one. Pitch from Bryant Koenig off the plate. 1-0 the count. Chabot takes that one inside, ball 2. Chabot 0 for 2 in this game, struck out once. High for ball 3. .30 pitch from Bryant Koenig. Called strike at the waist. And it's 3-1. Due up for the Vikings, it's Chabot, Rosedaba, and Torrey Nelson. 3-4-5 hitters for VCSU. Chabot takes that one inside, ball 4. He'll trot down to first with a leadoff walk. Justin Rogers, courtesy runner, will head in to run for Chabot. As Caden Rosedaba, right-handed hitter, first baseman, steps in for VCSU. Rosedaba 0 for 1 in this game. Koenig's pitch just off the plate for a ball. 1-0. Rogers takes a healthy lead at first. Throw over, dives back safely. Rogers is a threat to steal. 3 stolen bases so far this season, coming into today. 1-0 pitch. Rosebud lifts this one out towards right field. Going back is Daniel at the fence. Oppo shot, 2-run bomb for Caden Rosedaba. Second home run of the day for Caden Rosedaba, and this one gives the Vikings a 10-1 lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Second home run of the day, second home run of the season for Caden Rosedaba. This one a 2-run shot over the right field fence. Scoring Justin Rogers, 10-1 lead for Valley City State. And 1-1 the count, I believe, to Nelson. This one lined towards shortstop, fielded on a 1-hop, throw over by Mesa in time, and Nelson is retired. 6-3 on the putout. First out of the inning, Kellen Scruggs, Viking second baseman, steps in. Scruggs 2 for 2, 4 runs driven in already in this game. Bats with no runners on. This one fouled down the third base line, out of play. Four home runs so far today for Valley City State, 2 in game 1, and now 2 more here in game 2, Cody Wheelgosh and Caden Rosedaba. Home runs in game 1 came from Dustin Mertz and Rosedaba. That pitch low and inside for a ball, 1-1 the count. Outside, ball 2. Still early, just the bottom of the 4th, but yes, 10-run rule is in effect after 7 innings for these 9-inning games. Inside for a ball, 3-1 the count. Called strike on the outside corner. Count now full from Koenig. Koenig delivers. This one's lifted up in the air behind home plate. Giving chase is Lozano, but it drifts out of play. We'll redo the 3-2 pitch. 7th pitch of the at-bat upcoming between Koenig and Scruggs. This one's fouled straight back off the backstop. Scruggs on the season, batting .273. 3 home runs for him, now up to 12 RBIs this season. Lifts this one foul down the first base line, out of play. Koenig comes set and delivers. Breaking pitch. High. Scruggs went to toss his bat, then thought better, then looked back at the umpire like, was that a ball? And yes, it was. 9 pitch at bat. Kellen Scruggs works a walk. Cody Wheelgosh, the batter for Valley City State, hit a 2-run home run in his last at bat. Lifted over the right field fence. First pitch outside for a ball. Scruggs at first base, reaching on a 1-out walk. 2 runs in already this inning. And Scruggs is picked off. Got caught napping. As Koenig fired it quickly over to first. And Scruggs retired on a pickoff. Second pickoff of the game for Valley City State. Jaden Babiak was picked off earlier. Wheelgosh swings through that one. 1-1 the count. Koenig catches the outside corner. Called strike. And the 1-2 off the plate in the right-handed batter's box. 2-2. High for ball 3. Koenig in his second inning of work. Third pitcher of the game so far for Viterbo. Off speed, lifted out towards shallow left field, giving chase. Will it stay fair? It does. Drops in fair territory. Digging for second is Cody Wheelgosh. Head first slide in time. It's a hustle double for Cody Wheelgosh. Just a little flare out towards left field. Thought it was going to go foul, but I believe that wind pushed it back fair. Landed just inside the foul line. And Wheelgosh hustling out of the box. Head first slide into second, just beats the tag. And it's a 2-out double for Cody Wheelgosh. In scoring position now for Cam Perro, the right-handed hitter, as he steps in. Pitch from Koenig low. Pickoff attempt, throw in time, tag in time. Third Viking runner that's been picked off this game, as Koenig went to the second baseman to pick him off at second base. So that's how the Vikings will end the inning, with Wheelgosh being picked off 1-4 at second base. The Vikings do get 2 runs in the inning, 2-run home run by Caden Rosedeba, as they take a 10-1 lead heading to the top of the 5th. Due up for the Vhawks, Herrera, Mesa, and Warner. Leading off the top of the 5th for Viterbo, number 2, Chad Herrera, third baseman. He'll face Takeo Cookson, the Vikings starter, into the 5th inning with a comfortable 10-1 lead. Called strike to open the inning. Cookson, 60 pitches, 42 strikes through his first 4 innings. Tried to check his swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. 0-2 the count. Herrera 0 for 1 in this game. Number 8 hitter for the Vhawks. 8-9-1 due up this inning. Pitch in the dirt. 1-2. Cookson's fastball, high and outside. Count evens up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one just off the plate, 3-2 the count. Ball 4, low and outside. Cookson ahead in that count, 0-2. Ended up losing him 4 straight balls, and it's a leadoff walk for Chad Herrera. Ryan Mesa, shortstop for the Vhawks. Steps in to hit. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Called strike on the outside corner. Typically, this would be a bunting situation for Viterbo, but when you're down 10-1, don't really want to give up any outs. So Mesa swinging away, swings through that one, 0-2 the count. Viterbo's best hitter, Blake Warner, top of the order, due up next. And the 0-2 from Cookson, swing and a miss. Mesa set down on 3 straight pitches. 6th strikeout of the game for Cookson. Brings up Blake Warner, Vhawk first baseman. Hit a solo home run earlier in this game. 2 for 2 with that home run. Bats with a runner on first. Herrera, who reached with a leadoff walk. Cookson paints the corner. Called strike. Oh, 1 pitch in the right-handed batter's box for a ball, 1-1. Ground ball right side through the hole. Coming on is Mertz. He'll field and fire it in. Herrera will hold at second. 1-out single for Warner. Puts runners on first and second for Spencer Hands. Hands a .250 hitter this season, 20 out of 80. Does have 1 home run and 10 RBIs, along with 3 doubles. Pitch from Cookson in the dirt. All quiet in the Viking bullpen. Cookson in his 5th inning. He's thrown 73 pitches now. In line for the win, if he can get through this, would be his first career win as a Viking. One-zero pitch. Lifted. Foul out of play. Is that Blake catching? Yeah. Vikings made a catching substitution for this half inning. Blake Portelski coming in for Jamel Chabot. So Portelski behind the plate for this inning. That one in the dirt, knocked down by Blake Portelski. And 2 on the count. Pitch from Cookson just off the plate. 3-1 the count. Three-one pitch in the dirt. Ball 4. So Hands will reach with a walk, and that will load the bases. Herrera at third, Warner at second, Hands at first. The batter will be Brett Stussel, the designated hitter. Alec DeMary, head coach of the Vikings, coming out for a conference on the mound. (10-1) Valley City State leading. Viterbo has their 1 run on 4 hits. They have not committed an error. Vikings with 10 runs on 8 hits. VCSU has 2 errors in this game. Opportunity here, though, for Viterbo to cut into this Viking lead. Bases loaded, only 1 out for Brett Stussel. Pitch from Cookson off the plate for a ball. One-oh pitch. Also outside. Ball 2. (2-0) from Cookson. Ball 3 to the backstop. Hard bounce off the backstop. Portelski flips to Cookson, and the runner does slide in safely. Hard brick backstop here at Drake Field. Vikings got a good bounce off that one, but sliding in safely was Herrera. So he'll score on the wild pitch. Warner and Hands both move up as well. And 3-0 now the count to Stussel. Cookson finds the plate on the inside corner, 3-1. Catches the outside corner this time. Cookson fights back to 3-2 against Stussel. 2 runners on, 1 run in already. Vikings leading 10-2. And that one is outside for a ball. So Cookson fell behind 3-0, worked it back full, and then loses him as Stussel advances to first with a walk and reloads the bases. Some action over in the Viking bullpen now. A couple arms getting loose. As Cookson trying to work through some trouble here in the top of the 5th. First pitch to Gavin Daniel, outside for a ball. Bases full of Ehawks. 1-0 pitch. I guess just inside, looked to catch the corner. But officially a ball. 2-0 the count now to Cookson. That one's off the plate outside. Ball 3. Blake Portelski, the Viking catcher, heading out to have a quick conference with Cookson. Looks like number 32, Jarrett Fow, a right-hander, getting loose in the Viking bullpen. (3-0) pitch off the plate outside, another walk. And that will bring in a run. Blake Warner trots home from third base. RBI walk for Gavin Daniel. 10-3 now. V-Hawks tack on another run, and that'll be it for Takeo Cookson. Alec DeMaria, Viking head coach, makes the walkout. And he will make a call to the bullpen. We'll take a short break, come back with a new pitcher. Vikings leading 10-3 here in the top of the fifth. Jarrett Fowl, the new pitcher for Valley City State here in the top of the fifth. Fowl, right-hander, freshman out of Maple Lake, Minnesota, making his fourth appearance of the season, all out of the bullpen. He's pitched 5 2/3 innings so far this year, 6.35 ERA. Allowed 4 hits, 4 earned runs, walked 2, and struck out 6 in those 5 2/3 innings. Fowl coming in on relief of Takeo Cookson, the Viking starter, on cruise control through 4 innings. Seemed to tire out here in the top of the fifth, lost a bit of his control, walked in a run. The V-Hawks have pushed across 2 so far in the fifth and are threatening for more with the bases loaded and 1 out. So Vikings turn to Jarrett Fowl, the right-hander, trying to work out a damage and preserve this 10-3 lead. Batting for the V-Hawks, Cody Lozano, the catcher. 1 for 2 so far in this game. First pitch is called strike from Fowl. And the 0-1 delivery. Breaking pitch lifted out in the air towards left field, drifting foul. And it's going to land fair. No, they will say foul. Foul ball. We're screened by the roof of the Viking dugout to see where that landed. But call from the umpires is just foul. So a big strike there for Jarrett Fowl. Now ahead in the count, 0-2. Cody Lozano at the plate, awaiting the 0-2 delivery from Fowl. Bases full of V-Hawks. This one's grounded right back towards Fowl. He'll go home to Portelski, and Portelski kind of bobbled the throw, able to collect himself though, control it, and step on the plate. So the Vikings do only get 1, but it's a big out and prevents a run from scoring. Lozano reaches on a fielder's choice. And Hands is retired at 1-2 there at home plate. Clean play would have had an opportunity for a pitcher home to first double play, but throw a little wide. Portelski had a bit of trouble handling it, but it'll make sure they got that big important out at home plate. Marcus Hornacek, center fielder, steps in. Bases still loaded, now 2 outs. First pitch fouled back. Hornacek 0 for 2 with 1 strikeout in this game. The 0-1 pitch from Foul. Just off the outside corner. Counts back even, 1 ball and a strike. Breaking pitch. Loops back in over the outside corner. And a called strike, 1-2 the count. Foul, 1 strike away, getting out of this inning with no further damage. Hornacek awaits. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Breaking pitch in the dirt, knocked down by Portelski. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jared Fowl sets and delivers. Foul down the left field line, out of play. We'll do the 2-2 again. Two, 2-2. Pitch from Jared Fowl, breaking pitch, swing and a miss. Hornacek swings through it. And they're going to say, yes, he did swing through it, did not get a piece. Hornacek retired on a strikeout. And great job by Jarrett Fowl coming in with bases loaded and shutting the V-Hawks down, getting a nubber back to the pitcher, and then a strikeout of Hornacek to end the inning with no further damage. After 4.5, it's Vikings 10, V-Hawks 3. You're watching Viking Baseball. New pitcher into the game for Viterbo, number 25, Anthony Reza. Reza, right-handed pitcher, making his 6th appearance of the season. He's thrown 6 2/3 innings so far. 2.7 ERA, given up 6 hits, just 2 runs in those 6 2/3 innings. Walked 6 and struck out 3. Opponents are batting .261. He will be the 4th pitcher of the game for Viterbo. Valley City State leading 10-3 here in the bottom of the 5th. V-Hawks just put up 2 runs in the top of the 5th. Jared Fowl, the Viking reliever, came in, worked out of a bases-loaded jam with 2 straight outs, shutting down that V-Hawk rally and preserving this Viking lead. Cam Perro will lead it off for the Vikings. Due up Perro, Morcom, and then top of the order, Dustin Mertz. Perro swings at the first offering, fouls it away. A 1 pitch from Reza. Called strike on the inside corner. 0-2. Reza, right-handed pitcher out of Whittier, California. Junior. Off speed, Perro swings through it, out ahead of that one. And he's set down on 3 straight pitches. Reza opens his appearance with a strikeout. Dagan Morecambe, Vikings center fielder, steps in. Left-handed hitter. Morecambe 0 for 1. Takes a called strike. Pitch outside for ball 1. Bottom of the 5th, the Vikings have scored in every inning so far. 3 in the first, 1 in the second, 4 in the third, 2 in the fourth. Outside, ball 2. V-Hawks put up 1 run in the third, and then 2 a few minutes ago in the top of the 5th for their total of 3. Morecambe swings through the pitch, and 2-2 the count. And strike 3. Morecambe goes down swinging. Second out of the inning for Reza. Back to the top of the order, Dustin Mertz. Jared Fowl, the Viking reliever that came in, still getting loose down in the bullpen. Had to rush his appearance, warm up a little bit, as Cookson ran into quick trouble there in the 5th. Mertz lines this one right back up the middle. First pitch single for Dustin Mertz, and the Vikings are in business in the 5th. Second hit of the game for Dustin Mertz, 4th of the day. Jaden Babiak, the Vikings shortstop, will bat. 1 for 2 today, infield RBI single. 2 outs, Mertz at first. Anthony Reyes on the mound. Gets a called strike on the outside corner. Raise up pickoff attempt. Mertz shuffles back quickly. Sunshine has all but disappeared here in Mitchell. Clouds have moved in. Air temperature 36 degrees. Feels like 29. Going to be a cool ending to this one. Pitch outside. Taking off is Mertz. Throw down to the shortstop in time. Dustin Mertz caught stealing. Great throw there by Cody Lozano. And the Vikings are out in the bottom of the 5th inning. So Mertz retired 2-6 on the caught stealing. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no runners left on for the Vikings in the 5th. First inning, they did not score this game. Up next for Viterbo, it's Monahan, Herrera, and Mesa in the top of the 6th. Top of the 6th inning, Valley City State leading Viterbo 10-3. Jarrett Fow back on the mound after coming on in relief in the 5th. He'll face Matt Monahan, Chad Herrera, and Ryan Mesa. Monahan, the Viterbo left fielder, 0 for 1 in this game. 1-0 pitch on the way, inside, ball 2. Seahawks scored 2 runs in the top of the 5th. They were down 10-1, cut it to 10-3. Pitch from Foul outside, ball 3. Three-0 pitch in the dirt. It's a 4-pitch walk for Monahan to open the 6th. Chad Herrera, the third baseman, steps in, left-handed hitter. Foul goes with the breaking pitch. This one outside for a ball. Vikings won game 1 of our doubleheader, 5-4. Had to preserve that one late. Connor Nelson recording his strikeout with the tying run on third base in the 7th inning. This one's outside, ball 2. Game 2, Vikings jumped on top early. A 3-run double by Kellen Scruggs in the 1st inning. And they haven't looked back since. 3 runs in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 4 in the 3rd, 2 in the 5th. Again, Seahawks got 2 runs in their last inning, trimming this Viking lead to 10-3. Foul again behind, 3-0. And the pitch, just low. 8 pitches, 8 balls, 2 walks to open the top of the 6th inning. And that'll bring a pinch hitter for Viterbo University. Looks like number 57. Garrett Haying, freshman catcher from Iowa. Little pinch hit for Ryan Mesa. 57 Haying in for Mesa. There, Foul finds the strike zone. Catches the inside corner for a called strike. Haying, right-handed hitter, awaits the 0-1. Breaking pitch, another called strike. And Foul ahead 0-2 on Haying. Haying on the season, 174 hitter. 4 hits in 23 at-bats. And he falls behind 0-2 to Jarrett Fow. Pitch on the way. Fouled away over the backstop. Oh, 0-2 pitch outside in the dirt. Backhanded by Portelski. And 1-2 the count. Monahan at second, Herrera at first. Both reached on walks to start the top of the 6th here. 1-2 delivery. Hit him. Ran inside. Caught Haying in the ribs. And that will load up the bases. For top of the order, Blake Warner. Ryan Mesa will re-enter to run at first base. So Haying, the pinch hitter, reaches on hit by pitch and then leaves the game as Mesa will return. And the Vikings will go to the bullpen. Alec DeMaria signals. I believe that's Jay Mendez trotting in for the Vikings. Correction, 51, Eli Chabot, right-handed freshman. Chabot making his 6th appearance of the season. He's thrown just 3 1/3 innings so far. Given up 5 hits and 6 runs, walked 4 and struck out 5. So third pitcher of the game for the Vikings, Eli Chabot, comes into bases loaded, no out situation in the top of the 6th. So Eli Chabot takes over on the mound for Valley City State. He'll have the task of facing Blake Warner, top of the order for Viterbo. Bases loaded, nobody out. Vikings leading 10-3, but the V-Hawks threatening here in the top of the 6th. First pitch in the dirt for a ball. Warner 3 for 3 already in this game. Solo home run. He bats with an opportunity to jumpstart this V-Hawk offense once again. Eli Chabot, right-hander, comes set, delivers. Catches the outside corner, called strike. Count evens up, 1 ball and a strike to Warner. Monahan on third, Herrera on second, and Mesa at first. Monahan and Herrera reached on walks. That pitch just low below the knees, 2-1. Haying pinch hit for Mesa and was hit by a pitch. To load the bases up, Mesa re-entered to run. Two-one delivery. Off the outside part of the plate, Warner lifts it out towards left field, drifting foul. And they're going to say it lands fair, actually. That one landed fair just inside the line, and 2 runs will score. It's a 2-run single for Blake Warner. Again, we're shielded by that line by the roof of the Viking dugout. Off the bat, I thought for sure that one was drifting foul, but it stayed just in, and it's a 2-run single for Blake Warner. Mesa just moves up to second. But again, Herrera and Monahan both come in to score. 2 RBIs for Warner. Spencer Hand steps in. Breaking pitch, called strike. One delivery from Chabot. Again, off speed. This one stays high. 1 ball and a strike. (10-5), Valley City State leading. Called strike outside corner. Still nobody out in the inning. 2 runs in, 2 runners on. Spencer Hands at the plate. Eli Chabot ahead 1-2. The pitch off speed, off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We'll have 2 more games tomorrow. First pitch, I believe, still scheduled for 1 o'clock tomorrow. Should be a little warmer. 1-2 off the plate. Correction, 3-2 the count now. Eli Chabot delivers the 3-2. Off speed, froze him, and breaks it across the plate. Called strike 3. A big strikeout for Eli Chabot to get some of the momentum back for Valley City State. Inside curveball. Hands buckled, then thought it was ball 4, but umpire disagreed, came over the plate, and called strike 3. Brett Stussel steps in, takes the first pitch outside for a ball. Stussel 0 for 2 in this game. Started the game at pitcher, lasted into the 2nd inning before the Vikings chased him. Currently in line for the loss if Valley City State hangs on to this lead the rest of the way. Stussel takes that one inside for a ball. He has a chance to do something about it. Trying to help his previous cause. Batting with 2 runners on and 1 out. 2-0 the count. Pitch from Chabot outside, ball 3. Couple arms starting to stay loose in the Viking bullpen. Looks like Connor Nelson saved game 1. Doing a little bit of warm-ups. Eli Chabot called strike across the plate. Back to 3-1. Just off the plate, ball 4. Everybody kind of paused for a minute, waiting for that one to be called a strike. And that will be a walk. Brett Stussel draws a walk and reloads the bases. Warner moves up to 2nd. Mesa moving on to 3rd. Gavin Daniel, the cleanup hitter for Viterbo, steps in. Fouls the first pitch away. Daniel 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Does have an RBI. I believe he drew a bases loaded walk. Oh, pitch. Outside. 1 ball and a strike. In the dirt for ball 2. Pitch inside, ball 3. Again, 10-5, Vikings leading Viterbo. Vikings led 10-1, but the V-Hawks have put up 2 runs in the 5th and 2 already here in the 6th, threatening for more. Bases loaded, just 1 out. 3-1 pitch from Chabot. Inside, ball 4. So Daniel draws an RBI walk. As all the runners move up a base, Mesa comes in to score. And it's 10-6. Bring another visit to the mound from Alec DeMaria, head coach of the Vikings. Connor Nelson has shedded the warm-up gear in the bullpen. Due up for the V-Hawks, Cody Lozano, the catcher. Lozano 1 for 3 in this game. And they are going to make the call to the bullpen as Connor Nelson, the lefty, will come in. Try to work out of a bases loaded jam. It's Connor Nelson, the lefty, into the game for the Vikings at pitcher. Already pitched once today, picked up the save in game 1. Entered with 2 runners on in the 6th inning. Did allow 2 hits, but ended up with a pair of strikeouts and struck out the final batter of the game with the tying run on 3rd in that game 1 victory, 5-4 for the Vikings. Walks into a jam here, bases loaded, 1 out. Vikings leading 10-6, so tying run is at the plate in Cody Lozano. I believe we're also going to have a change at catcher. Jamel Chabot is going to re-enter for Blake Portelski at that catcher position. Chabot started the game at catcher, was lifted in the 5th inning for Portelski. And AI rules, Chabot is able to re-enter, and he will do so now. And Chabot and Nelson will get a quick conference on the mound. I believe the officials had to check, make sure that's okay. And we are ready to go. Again, bases loaded for Lozano as he steps in, representing the tying run here in the top of the 6th. Scheduled for 9 innings in this game. First pitch from Nelson, fouled over the Viterbo dugout as Nelson works ahead 0-1. Nelson threw 14 pitches in his game 1 appearance. That one's fouled back. 0-2 the count. And the 0-2 from Nelson. Breaking pitch in the dirt, swing and a miss, and a big 3-pitch strikeout for Connor Nelson. Second out of the inning, and now just 1 out away from getting out of this jam. Another pinch hitter here for Viterbo. Number 6, Ryder Mortensen, sophomore from Utah, will hit for Hornacek. Mortensen on the season, 300 hitter, 3 out of 10 at the plate this year. First pitch from Nelson, called strike. And the 0-1 from the lefty. Breaking pitch in the dirt. Mortensen lays off. Count evens up, 1 ball, 1 strike. 10-6, Valley City State leading. The Hawks have scored the last 5 runs, including 3 this inning. Ground ball, first base. Rozdeba sits on it, and he'll rush it over to first, take it himself. So Connor Nelson comes in, works out of a bases-loaded jam, and the Vikings will leave the top of the 6th with a 4-run lead, 10-6 after 5.5 innings. So Mortensen retired, 3U on the putout. 3 runs in that inning, just 1 hit for Viterbo. No Viking errors, 3 runners left on base. Again, Vikings lead 10-6. Due up Babiak, Jamel Chabot, and Caden Rozdeba. Bottom of the 6th inning, Valley City State leading 10-6. Defensive update for Viterbo. Marcus Hornacek re-enters the game and will play center field. And also Ryan Mesa had re-entered to run earlier in that inning, and he will shift back over to shortstop where he began the game. Leading out for the Vikings, Jaden Babiak takes the first pitch, grounds it softly towards second, coming on his hands, and he'll throw over to first for an out. And Babiak retired 4-3 on the first pitch of the inning. Anthony Reza, Viterbo pitcher, into his 2nd inning of work. Jamel Chabot will bat, 1 out in the inning after Babiak retired, 4-3 on the first pitch. First pitch to Jamel Chabot, called strike from Reza. That one off the plate outside for a ball. Chabot grounds a 1-1 pitch foul down the line. Viterbo's also made a change at catcher. Trying to see exactly what the number is. Chabot grounds that one again, foul. And we're thinking number 10, Carson Trumpold, listed as a catcher on the roster, so that's promising. Reza comes set, delivers a 1-2 pitch to Chabot. Grounded right back up the middle. Hans will field it right behind second base. Throws on the run. Not in time. Infield single for Jamel Chabot. Nice play by Spencer Hans, but throw on the run, just not enough to beat Chabot, as he will reach on an infield single. Jamel Chabot lifted for courtesy runner Justin Rogers. Yeah, is number 10 in the game at catcher for the V-Hawks. So that will be Carson Trumpold. Pickoff attempt at first, not in time. Rogers dives back safely. Caden Rosdeba at the plate, but first we'll have a visit and I believe a pitching change by Viterbo. Anthony Reza just in his second inning of work, throwing 1 1/3, but his day will be done. So we'll take a break, figure out your new pitcher, come back with more. Vikings lead 10-6, bottom of the 6th. You're watching Viking Baseball. New pitcher into the game for Viterbo, number 51, Nolan Hines. Hines, a right-handed pitcher, a junior out of Calgary, Alberta, making his 9th appearance of the season. He's thrown in 8 innings so far this year, allowed 13 hits, 5 earned runs, walked 3, struck out 6, 5.6 ERA for Nolan Hines. He comes in with a runner on first, 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Vikings leading 10-6. At the plate, Caden Rosdeba, 1 for 2 with a pair of RBIs, a 2-run home run in this game for Rosdeba. Second home run of the day, also hit a solo shot in Game 1, which was a 5-4 Viking victory. Hines, the right-hander, sets and delivers. Pitch high and inside for a ball. Justin Rogers at first base, courtesy runner for Jamel Chabot, the Viking catcher, who reached on an infield single. Rosdeba checks his swing, high for ball 2. Called strike on the inside corner. 2-1 the count. Pickoff attempt at first base. Rogers just back safely. Vikings have had 3 runners picked off in this game already. Two-one delivery in the dirt, gets by the catcher. Rogers will move up on the wild pitch. So runner in scoring position now for Rosdeba. Had great pace in Game 1. Got that 7-inning game in just under 2 hours, hour 55. Things have kind of ground to a halt, though, here in Game 2. Already at 2 hours and 20 minutes in this one, and we're only bottom of the 6th. Rosdeba takes that one high, ball 4. Trots down to first base. 2 runners on for Torrey Nelson, the Viking DH. Nelson 1 for 3. Bats with 2 runners on. Rogers in scoring position at second base. Takes first pitch low, ball 1. John Grana, coach of the Seahawks, directing his center fielder Hornacek a few steps further towards the left center gap. 1-0 delivery, lifted out right towards Hornacek. He'll come in, makes a running catch on the shallow fly ball, and Nelson is retired. Fly out to center. Second out of the inning. It's down to Kellen Scruggs for the Vikings. Scruggs 2 for 2, 4 runs, 4 RBI, 2 for 2 with 4 RBIs in this game. Bases loaded double in the first inning that scored 3, then added an RBI single. Bats here with Rogers on second, and Rosdeb at first. Pulls the first one foul. Grounder down the third base line. Hines is the 5th pitcher for Viterbo. Valley City State on their 4th pitcher in Connor Nelson. Breaking pitch in the dirt, taken for a ball. Big cut by Scruggs. Swings through the fastball from Hines. And 1-2 the count. Rogers takes off from second, pitches outside, throw to third, not in time, and Rosdebo will follow him up to second. So a double steal for Valley City State. And now 2 runners in scoring position. Rogers got a great break. Slid safely into third, well ahead of the throw. That allowed Rosdebo to follow him up to second. And now 2 RBI opportunity here for Kellen Scruggs. 2-2 pitch on the way from Hines. Lifted high in the air out towards right field. Coming on is Daniel, charging hard, makes a sliding catch off his glove. It'll drop in. 2 runs will score. Scruggs will trot into second, and that'll be a 2-run double for Kellen Scruggs. Daniel charging hard on that ball, just a looping fly ball. Went to his knees to try to make a sliding catch, and it tipped off his glove. So yeah, we're going to call that one a hit for Kellen Scruggs. Would have been a really great play if Daniel had made that. So a double for Scruggs, 2 RBIs. Vikings back up 12-6. Cody Wheelgosh steps in for Valley City State. 2 for 3 in this game, a 2-run home run for him. Scruggs dives back safely on the pickoff attempt. Shortstop Mesa got in behind him. Hines with the delivery. Wheelgosh fouls it away. I've seen that shortstop get in behind the Viking runners a couple times. I do wonder, playing on turf, if you maybe don't hear that shortstop making his break as much as you would on dirt. 0-1 pitch to Wheelgosh. Called strike at the knees, 0-2. Vikings leading 12-6. 2 runs in this inning. That one in the dirt. Kicks away from the catcher. Scruggs will move up to third on the wild pitch. Viking third baseman Cody Wilgosh awaits a pitch. 1-2 from Hines. Just inside off the plate. And we're even up 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Same pitch, just inside and low. It's 3-2. Wilgosh, after falling behind 0-2, has worked the count back to full. Quick conference at the mound between the catcher, Trumpold, and Hines. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. And Hines out of the inning without any further damage, but not before Kellen Scruggs drives in a pair of runs, and the Vikings have re-upped their lead to 12-6 as we head to the top of the 7th. 2 runs on 2 hits, no Vhawk errors, and 1 runner left on base that inning. Due up for Viterbo, Monahan, Herrera, and Mesa. Top of the 7th inning, Valley City State leading 12-6. Connor Nelson on the hill for the Vikings, pitching to Matt Monahan. Works ahead in the count. 0-2. Nelson came on in the 6th, worked out of a bases-loaded jam with the 2 quick outs. That one's off the plate for a ball. Swing and a miss. Nelson opens the top of the 7th with a strikeout, and Monahan heads back to the dugout. Defensive changes for the Vikings this inning. Christian Ramirez has entered the game for Dagan Morcom. Ramirez will take over in right field, and Dustin Mertz, who was in right field, moves over to center. So Ramirez for Morcom, the sub. Mertz now in center, Ramirez in right. First pitch to Herrera, fouled back out of play. Nelson working quickly, ahead in the count, 0-1. That one fouled away as well. 12 pitches, 10 strikes so far for Connor Nelson in this appearance. Hammer in the strike zone. 0-2 from Nelson. Breaking pitch in the dirt. Herrera lays off, 1-2. A pitch up and away, ball 2. Lifted out in the air behind second base. Going back is Kellen Scruggs. He'll make the catch just behind second. So an infield pop out for Herrera. 2 up, 2 down in the top of the 7th for Nelson. Ryan Mesa, the Viterbo shortstop, steps in. Mesa 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts today. Was pinch hit 4 in his last appearance. And then re-entered the game. Swing through the first pitch for a strike. Lefty Nelson delivers. Curveball catches the outside corner. Called strike 2. Oh, 2 delivery. Fastball in the dirt. Valley City State leading 12-6. Vikings have scored in every inning except the bottom of the 5th. 1-2 pitch lined out towards right field. Going towards the line is Ramirez. He'll make a nice running catch. And Mesa is retired on a line out to right field. V-Hawks go 1-2-3 in the top of the 7th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Due up for the Vikings, Pero, Ramirez, and Mertz. Campero leading off the bottom of the 7th for Valley City State. The Viking left fielder takes 2 balls. Heading the count 2-0. Called strike on the outside, 2-1. Pero, Christian Ramirez, and Dustin Mertz scheduled to bat this inning for the Vikings. Nolan Hines still on the hill for Viterbo. It is second inning of work. Called strike 2. Takes that pitch high for ball 3. Three-two pitch from Hines outside off the plate. And Pero draws his second walk of the game. Correction, third walk of the game for Campero. Christian Ramirez steps in. Ramirez entered in the top half of the 7th for Dagan Morcom. Took over in right field as Dustin Mertz moved to center. First pitch to Ramirez outside. Actually catches the outside corner for a called strike. Ramirez has 9 at-bats this season. 0 for 9 so far. I believe most of those, or if not all of those, came during the fall season. Perro over at first. Pitch called strike. Hines works ahead in the count, 0-2. Oh-2 delivery. Breaking pitch, high and outside. Valley City State leading 12-6. 3 runs in the first, 1 in the second, 4 in the third, 2 in the fourth. Did not score in the fifth, then 2 more in the sixth. And Cam Perro got picked off at first. 4th Viking runner that's been picked off this game. Hines with the quick move over to first to Warner. And Perro diving back is caught in no man's land. 1-3 pickoff. Count still 1-2 to Ramirez. Swing and a miss, and Ramirez goes down swinging. So 2 quick outs in just a few seconds of play. Dustin Mertz, top of the order for the Vikings, will step in. First pitch from Hines, inside off the plate. Ball 1. Mertz swings through a fastball, and it's 1 ball and a strike. Mertz 2 for 2 in this game, 1 RBI. Awaits the 1-1 delivery. Called strike, 1-2. Pitch from Hines is low. 2 balls. Sun trying to peek through some cloud cover here at Drake Field. And the 2-2 grounded right back up the middle through the hole. It's a single for Dustin Mertz as he'll reach on a 2-out hit. 3rd hit of the game for Mertz. Jaden Babiak to bat for Valley City State. Babiak 1 for 3, had an infield RBI single. Bats now with a runner at first and 2 outs. First pitch taken for a strike. Couple arms getting loose in the Viking bullpen. This one's lifted in the air behind third base, shallow left field. Shortstop Mesa coming over, calling for it. He makes the play out in shallow left field. So Babiak retired on a flyout. Vikings go down in the bottom of the 7th. No runs on 1 hit, no Viterbo errors, and 1 runner left on base. Due up in the top of the 8th, Warner, Hands, and Stussel. It's the top of the order for Viterbo up next. Top of the 8th inning. Valley City State leading Viterbo 12-6 here in Game 2 of our doubleheader. Vikings won Game 1 5-4. Blake Warner leads off the inning for Viterbo, facing Connor Nelson into his 3rd inning of work in relief for Valley City State. Warner 4 for 4 in this game, 3 RBIs. 2 balls from Nelson to open the at-bat. Again, Vikings leading 12-6 here in the top of the 8th. Warner, big cut, swings through that breaking pitch, and it's 2-1. This one's grounded foul, just wide of third base, and Cody Wielgosh. 2-2 the count. Nelson inning and 2/3 so far. 2 strikeouts. Has not allowed a run. This one's lifted out in the air towards deep center field. Going back, Dustin Mertz trying to find the fence, and that is out of here. Another solo home run for Blake Warner. Cannot get that guy out this game. He is 5 for 5, pair of home runs. The reigning North Star Player of the Week, staying hot. Now on a solo shot on a 2-2 count to center field, into the batter's eye. Spencer Hands, the second baseman, steps in. First pitch from Nelson is outside. Breaking pitch high. Hands lifts this one to shallow center. Coming on is Mertz, and going to drop between Mertz and Scruggs. So a bloop single for Spencer Hands. Shallow center. Hands at first, nobody out. 1 run in on Warner's solo home run. Brett Stussel, the number 3 hitter, the DH, steps in. Pitch from Nelson nearly hit him. Stussel turns away just enough. Again, Nelson making his 2nd pitching appearance of the day. Pitched an inning in Game 1. Got the save in that 5-4 victory. Into his 3rd inning here in Game 2. Action in the Viking bullpen. Number 1, Jay Mendez, getting loose. .3-0 the count. Breaking pitch, catches the corner for a strike. Stussel 0 for 2. Hands over at first after a bloop single. Outside corner, Chabot, throw down, not in time. Again, the pitch caught the corner for a strike. Nelson, after falling behind 3-0, has worked it back to a full count. 3-2 pitch, breaking pitch. Stussel trying to check his swing, but he went swinging strikeout. 3rd strikeout of the game for Connor Nelson. And Stussel makes the walk back to the dugout as Gavin Daniels steps to the plate. Lifted in the air behind third base. Wielgosh giving chase. Here comes Babiak. Babiak calling for it. And I believe that one fell to the ground. It did, and fair territory. Babiak tried to make a sliding catch. Could not make the play. Be a single to shallow left for Daniel. Hands just moves up one base to second. Had to check himself just in case that was caught. One of those hits into no man's land down the left field line. Perro, Wheelgosh, and Babiak all converging. No one could quite get there in time. So 2 runners on, 1 out. Catcher number 10, Carson Trumpold, steps in, swings through the first offering from Nelson. Trumpold came on in the 5th inning as a defensive change. Takes that one for a called strike. 0-2 the count. Nelson kicks and delivers. Just a bit high on the inside. One-two pitch on the way. Breaking pitch in the dirt. Check on the swing, and they say no. Ball 2. Two pitch. Just off the plate. A very, very close pitch on the inside corner. Nelson did not get the call. And count is now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. This one's lifted in the air towards center field. Mertz going back a few steps, has it measured. Tagging at second is Hands. Throw comes to, will go all the way to third, but Hands will slide in safely. So Hands tags up and moves up. Daniel will remain at first. Trumpold retired on a fly out to center field. Marcus Hornacek, the batter. Center fielder for the V-Hawks. Bats with runners at first and third. The sunshine is back. First pitch from Nelson is high. Hornacek today 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts. Fouls that one off the backstop. 1-1. Nelson delivers a 1-1, grounded right back towards Nelson. He'll run it half the way to first, then a little underhand flip to Rosedaba, and the V-Hawks are retired in the top of the 7th. Hornacek on a 1-3 ground out. V-Hawks get 1 run on Warner's solo home run. They had 3 hits, but they strand 2. Vikings lead 12-7 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Jamel Chabot, Rosedaba, and Nelson due up.
You live life on the move. While you determine what direction that may be, we're here to help along the way. So go. Go with values. Go with friends. Go with support. Go with convenience.
Bottom of the 8th inning, new pitcher into the game for Viterbo. Sixth pitcher of the game, number 56, Omar Guzman, making his 5th appearance of the year. He's thrown 4 2/3 innings, given up 9 earned runs, 8 hits, 6 walks, 2 strikeouts, 17.3 ERA. He'll face Jamel Chabot, Caden Rosdeba, and Tori Nelson, the scheduled hitters, due up for Valley City State. Vikings leading 12-7 in the bottom of the 8th. Trying to tack on a few insurance runs before we head to the 9th. Chabot takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Jamel 1 for 3 in this game. That pitch is a called strike. One is grounded towards third base, and trying to let it go foul, and it does go foul, is Herrera. Realized he probably wasn't going to get Chabot, so he took a step back, let it hop one more time to see if it'd go foul, and it did. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Vikings leading 12-7. Led by as many as 9 at 10-1 after the 4th inning. Seahawks cut it to 10-6, and then the teams have traded runs, and it's currently 12-7. Chabot takes the ball, 2-2 the count. Fouls that one back on a play. Omar Guzman, again making his 5th appearance of the year. He is pitcher number 6 in this game for Viterbo. Ball 3 to Chabot, count back full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch from Guzman just inside, ball 4. Chabot will trot down to first with a leadoff walk. And he'll be lifted for pinch runner, courtesy runner, Justin Rogers. In for the catcher, Chabot. Rogers has scored 2 runs this game as the courtesy runner already. One of those came when Caden Rosdeba hit a 2-run home run earlier in the game. Rosdeba bats now. First pitch from Guzman is outside. Pitch at the belt for a strike. 1-1 the count. Yeah, 1-1. Rosdeba skies this one in foul territory by third base. Herrera, near the coach's box, will make the catch. And Rosdeba retired on the foul pop. Tori Nelson, the Viking DH. To face Guzman. 1 out, Rogers at first base. First pitch is outside. Guzman gets one across for a called strike. 1-1 the count. Pitch in the dirt. Knocked down nicely by Trumpold, keeping Rogers at first base. Three-one the count to Nelson. 1 for 4 today. And he's hit by a pitch. Team leading 6th hit by pitch for Torrey Nelson. Took one in the first game as well. He'll move down to first. Rogers trots down to second. First and second, 1 out for Kellen Scruggs. 6 RBIs today for Kellen Scruggs. 3 for 3 in the game. 3-run double, RBI single, and then a 2-run double. First pitch outside for a ball. Swings through that one. Scruggs had 8 RBIs on the season coming into today. He's nearly doubled that in one game. 3 home runs, team leader in that category as well. Pitch high for a ball, 2-1. Guzman, the righty, brings a 2-1 pitch, high and inside, ball 3. Kellen Scruggs just teeing up a pitch, certain zone. Chance to drive in some more runs. Pickoff attempt to second. Rogers gets back safely. And Guzman kicks, delivers the 3-1. Fouled straight back off the top of the backstop net. Count runs full, 3-2. Full count to Kellen Scruggs. 2 runners on. Outside. Ball 4. He'll trot down to first with a walk. Nelson and Rogers both move up. Its base is loaded for freshman Cody Wielgosh. Just 1 out in the inning so far. Again, Vikings leading 12-7, bottom of the 8th. Rogers at third. Courtesy runner for Jamel Chabot. Wielgosh swings through the first pitch. Nelson out at second, was hit by a pitch, and then Scruggs at first just drew a walk a moment ago. Oh, 1 to Wielgosh. Inside, diving stop by Carson Trumpold, saving a run. Count back even, 1-1. Wielgosh takes a pitch on the inside corner. Jay Mendez continues to get loose in the Viking bullpen. And swing and a miss. Wielgosh goes down swinging. Second out of the inning. It'll leave it up to Cam Perro, the Viking left fielder, with bases loaded and 2 outs. Perro 0 for 1 with 3 walks in this game. Bats in an RBI situation. Vikings trying to tack on some insurance runs before we head to the 9th. In the dirt, Trumpold diving stop. 1 ball, no strikes to Campero. The Viking righty awaits the pitch from Guzman. Fouled away. Even up, 1 ball and a strike. Bases full of Vikings. Pero at the plate awaiting the pitch. 1-1 delivery. Outside in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. The Hawks will have their 7, 8, 9 hitters in the top of the 9th. Monahan, Herrera, and Mesa scheduled to bat. Conference on the mound between Trumpold and Guzman. Rogers at third, Nelson at second, Scruggs at first. Pero awaits a 2-1 delivery. Called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pero a .281 hitter on the season. 4 extra base hits, 10 RBIs coming into today. 2-2 pitch. Laced foul down the first base line. Yomar Guzman, 6th pitcher for Viterbo. Delivers the 2-2. Just off the outside corner. And count is full. With 2 outs, runners will be rolling. As soon as they make sure Guzman goes home. Bases loaded. 3-2 pitch to Campero. Skied in the air, back behind second base. Mesa coming over. It'll be the second baseman. Hands making the play, and the Vikings are out in the bottom of the 8th. Pero retired on a pop-up to shallow center. No runs on no hits. There were no Viterbo errors and 3 runners left on base. Pero walks and hit by pitch. We head to the top of the 9th. Vikings leading 12-7. It's Monahan, Herrera, and Mesa due up for the V-Hawks. Connor Nelson back out on the hill for the Vikings to start off the top of the 9th inning. Nelson has pitched 2 2/3 innings so far, given up 1 run, a solo home run by Blake Warner, struck out 3, has not walked a batter. Brought some stability back to this game for the Viking pitching staff after a few rough outings and some walks there in the middle innings. And Nelson making his second pitching appearance, already pitched an inning in game 1. Now going into his 4th inning of work here in game 2. And we have a pinch hitter here for Viterbo. Looks like Kyle Suntag will bat for the V-Hawks. Suntag played in game 1 and I believe hit a home run, if I remember right, in game 1. First pitch is a called strike. Now low for a ball. One pitch from Connor Nelson. Lifted deep in the air towards left field. Perro giving back, giving chase at the fence. Looks up. Solo home run for Kyle Suntag. Pinch hit, solo shot for Suntag. And the V-Hawks are back within 4 at 12-8. Second home run given up by Nelson. The only 2 blemishes on what's otherwise been a very good appearance for him. Another pinch hitter for Viterbo. This will be number 17. Cody Wells takes the first pitch for a ball. That one also low, ball 2. Jacob Marks, the Viking up in the bullpen. Right-hander getting loose. Pitch in the dirt for ball 3. Crossed at the knees for a called strike. 3-1 the count. Wells pinch hitting for Chad Herrera in the number 8 spot. Lifts this one foul and out of play. So at a defensive change for the Vikings. Hunter Logan in the game at second base. Wells fouls that one. Full count. Nelson delivers. Ground ball left side. Fielded by Wheelgosh. Steps and throws. And a 5-3 putout. Wheelgosh to Rozdaba. Retires pinch hitter Wells. First out of the inning. And another pinch hitter for Viterbo. Number 50, Chance Clayman will bat for Ryan Mesa. First pitch lifted towards right field. Christian Ramirez coming on, and that will drop foul or fair in no man's land. So a looping single down the line for Clayman. Back to the top of the order for Viterbo. First baseman Blake Warner. 5 for 5 in this game, 4 RBIs, 2 solo home runs. Hit a solo home run off Nelson in his last at bat, off a 2-2 pitch. Nelson goes for the breaking pitch and gets ahead in the count with a called strike. Another off speed, that one just off the corner outside. And we're even up 1-1. Pitch from Nelson low. 2 balls and a strike. Very conservative leave at first base for Clayman. The team's best hitter up, and that one's fouled back out of play, so back to 2-2. Nelson against Warner. Lefty on lefty. Nelson gets the sign, nods his head, kicks and delivers. 2-2, fouled off out of play. Do the 2-2 again. Nelson to Warner. Wild pitch outside, bounces to the backstop. Allows Clayman to move up to second. And the count now full to Warner. Vikings leading 12-8. Viterbo's hottest hitter at the plate. 3-2 pitch called. Strike three. Nelson hit the outside corner. And for the first time in this game, Warner has been retired. Connor Nelson works the count full and then catches the outside corner. A big out for Connor Nelson and the Vikings. Second out of the inning. Spencer Hand, second baseman, steps in. Last chance here for Viterbo. Breaking pitch for a called strike on the corner. Lifted in the air, foul territory. Rosedeba giving chase down the line and cannot catch up to it. No balls, 2 strikes to count. Hands 1 for 4. Vikings leading 12-8. 2 outs in the top of the ninth. 0-2 pitch from Nelson is high. Hands takes it for ball 1. VCSU trying to complete the doubleheader sweep. They won game 1, 5-4, and leading 12-8 in the ninth. 1-2 pitch from Nelson. Grounded left side, diving stop by Babiak, throw over. Rosedeba stretches, makes the play. Jaden Babiak to Caden Rosedeba, 6-3 put out to end the game, and the Vikings sweep the doubleheader against Viterbo University, taking game 2 by a score of 12-8. Well, great play by Jaden Babiak. Backhanded that on his knees, kind of in the hole, and then hopped up, fired a strike over to Rosedeba, who stretched for it, and they nabbed the runner by a step. So for the V-Hawks in the ninth, they scored 1 run on 2 hits, no Viking errors, 1 runner left on base, and your Vikings complete a sweep of the doubleheader, taking game 2, 12-8. We'll take a short break, come back with your final numbers on this one. You're watching Viking Baseball.
Hey college students, are you looking for a part-time job that works around your schedule, pays well, and gives you free money for college every year? McDonald's offers all of it. We can work around your schedule, and we give $2,500 scholarships to everyone who works for 3 months and averages 15 hours per week. That's 2 full shifts a week or 3 shifts of 5 hours. It's that easy. We've already given out more than $75,000 to students in North Dakota this year. Let us help you become the next scholarship recipient. Come join our team. Text ND29 to 38000 to apply today.
Well, your final score in Game 2, Valley City State 12, Viterbo 8, as the Vikings sweep the doubleheader by scores of 5-4 and 12-8. Final numbers here in Game 2, Viterbo scored their 8 runs on 10 hits. They did not commit an error. Valley City State had 12 runs on 12 hits. They committed 2 errors. Vikings scored in each of the first 4 innings, building up a 10-1 lead. Viterbo cut it to 10-6. Then VCSU went back up 12-6, and Viterbo made it 12-7, and finally 12-8, your final score. Pitching-wise, Valley City State used 4 pitchers. Starter Takeo Cookson went 4 1/3 innings, allowed 4 hits and 3 earned runs. He walked 4 and struck out 6. Jarrett Fowle pitched 2/3 of an inning in relief, gave up 3 runs, walked 2, struck out 1. Eli Chabot pitched 1/3 of an inning, gave up a hit, and walked 2 before he was lifted that would have been in the top of the 5th inning. Top of the 6th inning, he was removed for Connor Nelson, and Connor Nelson took it the rest of the way. Went 3 2/3 innings, finished off the game, allowed 5 hits, 2 runs, both of them just coming on solo home runs. He did not walk a batter and struck out 4. Winning pitcher will actually be Connor Nelson. Cookson did not go enough, had to go 5 to earn the win as a starter, but Vikings did not lose the lead, so that in that case, the pitching decision goes to the most effective reliever. And in this scenario, Connor Nelson will pick that up. 3 2/3 innings to finish off the game. He picks up the win, so he gets a save in Game 1 and the win in Game 2. For Viterbo, losing pitchers Brett Stussel, who started the game, went an inning, allowed 1 hit, 4 runs, walked 5, struck out 3. Also used LeBlanc, Koenig, Areza, Hines, and Guzman. 6 different pitchers worked their way through that game, all working between 1 and 1 2/3 innings for Viterbo. Offensively, Vikings led by Dustin Mertz went 3 for 3 with a run and an RBI. Jaden Babiak, Kellen Scruggs, obviously the big man in that game for Valley City State, 3 for 3 with 6 RBIs, also walked twice, did Kellen Scruggs. Cody Wilgosh was 2 for 5 with a run and 2 RBIs. Rosedeba 1 for 3, 3 runs, 2 RBIs. Home runs in that game by Caden Rosedeba and Cody Wilgosh. They both hit 2-run shots for Valley City State. And again, Kellen Scruggs, a pair of doubles and 6 RBIs. For Viterbo, well, Blake Warner was hot at the plate, 5 for 6, 3 runs, 4 RBIs, including a pair of home runs. Daniel had a hit and 2 RBIs, and also single hits by Hands, Lozano, Suntag, who hit a pinch hit solo home run, and Clayman. Home runs in the game for Viterbo. Again, Suntag had a pinch hit solo shot, and Blake Warner had 2 solo home runs. Again, Vikings pick up the win in Game 2 by a score of 12-8. They sweep the doubleheader, winning 5-4 in Game 1 and 12-8 in Game 2. We're back here tomorrow at Drake Field in Mitchell, South Dakota for 2 more games. We'll wrap up this 4-game series between the Vikings and the V-Hawks. First pitch tomorrow scheduled at 1 p.m. You can catch all the action right here on VCSU Athletics YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for more Viking baseball.